Hello, Georgia friends. Welcome back to another installment of Soup of the Day podcast. One of the things that I really love about being a superintendent is also being the district missions director. I love missionaries, love talking about missions. You may know that Jennifer and I did 9 years in the Middle East many years ago, and we had a fantastic experience on the mission field. And the saying goes, once a missionary, always a missionary. And so I really love being able to do that. When I became superintendent, I brought that back into my portfolio because I wanted to be able to spend time on it. I like talking about missionaries, but I really like taking care of missionaries. And having been on the field and understanding the very high need for that, I've invited one of our very dear Georgia friends, Thom Davis, missionary Thom Davis, who has been reassigned right back here in the state of Georgia. Thom, welcome.
Thank you, Sue. I appreciate it very much. It's good to be back. We've been 13 years overseas, and this past week we had Thanksgiving. First time we've been able to host it with our kids. We're able to come home for first time in 13 years. So that was quite exciting.
Wow. Well, welcome back to God's country.
Thank you.
And SEC football.
Yeah.
So you guys were
Big Ten.
Oh no. All right. Well, we're going to have to end the podcast here. Well, thank you so much again. You and I have been having this ongoing conversation recently just about ways that we can care for our missionaries. I remember years ago when I was on the field and a bomb had gone off in downtown Jerusalem, and this was back in the day of landlines, and we were in our apartment, and it was in the evening, and our phone rang, and it was Dr. Addison, who was superintendent at that time, calling just to say, hey, are you guys okay? And that really, really left a mark on us, that Georgia leadership cared about their missionaries. And I remember it to this day as clearly as if it happened yesterday. And so in assuming this role as superintendent and then also being the district missions director, I want to make sure that we are doing the best that we can for our missionaries. We are a missions movement in the Assemblies of God populated by churches. That quote has been used quite often over the years. And so we want to take care of our missionaries. And in our conversation, we've been kind of unpacking some ways to do that. But first, tell us what you've been doing there in Ecuador and what you're doing back here in the States.
Okay, in Ecuador, we were executive directors of a television station in Cuenca, Ecuador, the city of about 750,000 people. It was the number one TV station, secular TV, but with a Christian worldview is what we like to call it. But we used it as an opportunity to share opportunities for people to find help with life issues. And then when they would call in, then we would have opportunity to lead them to Christ. So throughout the time there, we learned a lot about of ministry and started working with Member Care in Springfield from Ecuador, just helping with their app and website and doing some technical things. So we continue to be working with them as part of a global team. So we are ministering to 2,700 adult missionaries and 1,400 children now across the world. And so member care has become a huge part of my emphasis, and just because of learning how isolated I felt when I first went, because I was in ministry for 31 years before God called us to missions. And I was always on a staff, always had somebody to go to lunch with, always had somebody around to talk to. And all of a sudden, I'm by myself. And it was very lonely. And so to get a text, just a message from somebody that said, hey, I'm thinking about you, praying for you, that was huge, just, enormous. And so that's why I just have a heart now for missionaries to help prepare them as they're going, as well as those that are on the field, and making sure that they're taken care of and that they do know that people are thinking about them.
And we are. Yes. But there is, the challenge of sort of out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
And so when our world missionaries return to the field, there is a gap there of connectivity between them and the local church, and really being able to tell stories, but also letting the churches know how much they care for those missionaries. And so you and I have been working on that, and we're going to be rolling that out here pretty soon, and our pastors will be getting some more information on that, but really working out a way for our churches to assign care for our missionaries. Ken, let's unpack that just a little bit.
Yeah, it's just very simply, if we could just find somebody from every church or several people really, and we can connect them through text messaging, WhatsApp, something very simple, and just by putting a reminder on their calendar, like once a month, hey, send this missionary a note. Just let them know you're praying for them. And that's all it takes. They just, type out a message and send that. And it could develop into much more as far as prayer requests, opportunities to let that, people know when a missionary knows, hey, this person will pray for me, I can send them a text and say, hey, I'm dealing with this. And it just opens many opportunities for our people, and not to burden our pastors down more and more, but it gives them the opportunity to let their people rise up and take a heart for missions. And I believe it's going to help us with finding more missionaries, people called into missions, because when they start seeing, hey, these people are taken care of, they start seeing how we take care of them. I think we'll start seeing more people feeling called into it.
Well, and I pray and hope and pray that is it, because we do need more missionaries.
We do.
Jesus is coming back, and he's coming back soon.
Yes.
And we have a lot of work to do between now and then. So we want to take care of the missionaries that are currently on the field and help raise those up, new ones up, to go and reach those people with the good news of Jesus Christ. And by doing this, just showing, hey, like you said, sending a text message, we're praying for you today.
Right. Very simple.
Maybe the difference between that missionary saying, I'm ready to throw in the towel.
That's right.
And, I'm out here alone, I'm on an island and whatnot. We don't know when God will use that moment strategically to encourage our brothers and our sisters to continue the mission that God's called them to. If we are able to raise an army in our churches, not you, pastor, this is something that we're going to help you equip those in your congregation to take on. Not only is it going to minister to our missionaries, but it's also going to be a boost for your missions program.